Welcome to the new driver's seat, the next generation in automotive television.
Dean's away this week on special assignment, so you're stuck with me and Patrick. And of course, this week, as usual, we'll be bringing you the latest news, reviews, and innovations in the automotive industry.
So don't go away, because the new driver's seat starts right now. Hey, welcome back. You're watching the new driver's seat. And I also got a chance to spend some time out in Abbotsford at the BC Custom and Classic Car Show, where I made a lot of friends, including Miss Detroit Autorama 2006. So, don't go anywhere, because there's a lot of the new driver's seat right after this.
Patrick Maliha for the new driver's seat. We're here at the 11th annual British Columbia Custom and Classic Car Show, where the cars are fast and the ladies are a little bit faster. I'm here with Rod Nielsen of Hot Rod Restos. Now, Rod, this is your 66 Mustang that you've customized and you souped up.
Well, 66 Mustang is probably my favorite car in the world. I absolutely love the roofline on the car, and I just wanted to build the most extreme one that's ever been built.
And how much cash has gone into this car?
Oh, I don't know if I should let that out on the air. It's upwards of $500,000.
$500,000. So where do you get cash for something like that?
You work 24/7.
So this is your true love?
Yes, it is. It's SVO dry sump, 427 cubic inch small block. It has AFR 225R race heads, pair of twin turbos, drive-by-wire, has traction control. Inside, we've got a built-in PC. The entire body interior of the car is all made of metal. The floors are candy-coated carbon fiber. There's a deal actually written on the car. The car will be sold. So it's something I'd love to keep, but I got other stuff to build.
Hi, I'm Patrick Maliha for the new driver's seat, and I'm here with the king of customs, George Barris. Now, you may not be familiar with the name, but you are most definitely familiar with the cars that he has designed, all the way from the original Batmobile from the 1966 TV show through to the General Lee to Kit for Knight Rider.
Well, it's a great pleasure to be here because we were very fortunate to do a lot of television cars, right in from of course, the Monsters and the Beverly Hillbillies, and of course the Kit car, the Dukes of Hazzard, and many others.
So now, you were mentioning earlier that Kit from Knight Rider, that was the most difficult car you ever had to design?
We built one car, was called a pursuit car. That means it had to do speeds of 150 miles an hour in the air like a rocket. So we had to have everything computerized, where the front end would come out, diaplane, so you could go up and down the air, the whole top and everything would move, back end would come out, rocket tubes would come out, so we could shoot into the air. And that was the one part of it that was hard, but the other part was we had to stop like a jet. That means we had to have air brakes. The top came up, the doors came out, the fenders came out like air brakes of a jet. So that was kind of hard because we had to do all of that on a blue screen to simulate that David Hasselhoff can fly like Buck Rogers. When I really started in Sacramento, California, when I was a young kid, my parents gave me their hand-me-down 1925 Buick. And at that time, I was only 14 years old. My brother drove. I had to go to the hardware store and get a house paint scallops on the fenders. I'd run to the kitchen store and get some pans and put some hubcaps on. Then I went to my mother's cabinet, and I took all those gold knobs off the cabinets, and I put it in my grill. So when I went to school, I was really the king of all schools until I got home, and Mom wanted to get into her cabinets, and of course, she couldn't get in there. So a typical teenage kid, I was in big trouble.
Why do you think the cars that you design have become so iconic? What is it about what George Barris does that people love in their cars?
I think the biggest thing is that the cars we make are like stars. They're entertaining, they're fun, they're functional, they got the look, the charisma, and like when you do a car for a film, it has to be a star. It has to entertain you. It's got to be like Adam West. It's got to be like the Batman and Robin and the Monsters and everything. So that was the thing that made it more interesting, that the cars become a major part of the people and the show. Like when I did Batman, when I went to Dozier and he said, I want a 20th century Batmobile, a crime fighter, in 1966 for the year 2000. Well, I looked at the script and what do I see? Pow, bang, wow. I said, well, if you're going to have that in the script, I got to have it in the Batmobile. So I did the same thing, rocket tubes and nail spreaders and oil squirters, and anti-theft control. And Adam would get in there as Batman and push a button and he'd be flying out of the seat. So that's what made it interesting, that it became probably the world's most popular car.
Now, when you design these cars, do you think of them as like they're your babies? Do you look at them and go say, oh, I can't give this up? Or is it just one of those things where you're an artist and you just say, I'm moving on, I keep moving forward?
I don't think that it could ever be where you got to move them on. I ended up, in the 80s, I ended up with 192 cars. So my wife said, either you sell some cars or you got to sell me. So we had a big auction, and I found out that it's really important that we do get a lot of the cars out of museums. I have a museum in Volo, Illinois, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Peterson's in Hollywood. So it's kind of good that somebody back in the East and West and wherever they are, they can enjoy the cars rather than me having them huddled in a warehouse and nobody gets to enjoy them. So I like it when they spread their wings too.
Now, what kind of car does George Barris drive?
Well, it depends on what day. If I'm in a good mood, I'll jump into my Hemi and I'll go ahead and jump over the curves and back around, and then my Jaguar convertible. I even drive a little hybrid, which is kind of fun. And of course, the hard part is when you get up in the morning, you start it, you get ready to go, and you say, where's the engine? You want to hear that muscle car, rah, 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 like Flowmasters, and it just doesn't happen. All of a sudden, zoom, off you go.
Thank you very much. I'm Patrick Maliha for the New Driver's Seat, and I've been talking with the King of Customs, George Barris. So I'm here with Grant in his 67 Ford Fairlane.
I bought it when I was 17 years old.
How much did that cost you?
$700.
And how much have you put into it?
Do I have to say on camera? My girlfriend might be listening. I don't know. To reproduce it, it's probably between 80 and 100,000.
How much?
So Grant, tell me, so what do you have under the hood here?
This is based on a 9.5 deck Motorsport Windsor block. It's 443 cubic inches, 14-to-1 roller cam. It's really about all. Lots of stuff that doesn't do anything but look good, but it's a fun car to drive.
If you were granted one wish and you could have any car available, customized or otherwise, what car would that be?
I really like the new GT40s. Actually, I'd really like one of those things. They're one of my faves.
Well, Grant, we've got just the thing for you. No, we don't have anything.
Oh,
so sorry. Now, what is this again?
That's a muffler.
Okay.
The muffler. Another muffler. That's muffler. The muffler.
So these are all
mufflers.
There you have it. I'm here with 2006 Miss Autorama, Jessica Renee. Jessica, what does it take to be the 2006 Miss Autorama?
A great bikini.
A great bikini. So stay in school, kids. Now, what's the thing that you love the most about doing the car shows?
The people and just seeing like their motivation and what, how motivated they are to make their car.
So what's the one thing that irritates you the most about car shows?
Interviews.
Now this is your dragster. How long have you been drag racing for?
42 years.
42 years? And what's the top speed that you've gotten up to in this?
This one's gone 195 miles an hour now in 7.01 seconds.
What's the longest you can drive a dragster? Because they burn so quick and so hot. What's the longest you can drive one?
Well, in a quarter mile, we burn 2.5 gallons of fuel. So this only carries 5 gallons. We're not going very far.
This car used to race, but it's for show now.
I raced this car 1969, 70, and 71 on the NHRA circuit, and lots of match races and stuff up and down the West Coast and across the United States. It's been an exciting thing to get this back. The big craze started to get your old cars back. and we had to do a lot of legwork to find it. It had 7 other owners beside myself. We found it. Nobody had hurt it. They'd all taken good care of it. So we got it back and completely restored it. As far as the beauty of the cars and the way they sound on the starting line, these here, just my heart's in these. They're really something. I quit racing in 1976, so I feel pretty blessed to be able to have done this. We did it through the best time. Like this car here, when it first started out, basically everything came from Detroit.
Right.
When I finished, everything came from aftermarket.
So there you go, another wonderful day at the BC Custom and Classic Car Auto Show. Until next time, I'm Patrick Maliha for the New Driver's Seat.